Absolutely, Jonathan. Unsurprisingly, there are two completely different narratives as to what happened. Now, the Israeli officials are saying, from the Israeli military point of view, they were carrying out a routine troops movement just along the border between Israel and Lebanon. It looks like it was just for maintenance work at this point. They say that they were in Israeli territory, and that's when Lebanese soldiers opened fire on them, so they then retaliated. Now, of course, it's a very different story from the Lebanese point of view. The UN peacekeepers in the area, of course, there is UNIFIL, which is in southern Lebanon. They've said that at this point it looks like things are quiet, but that's certainly not been the case for much of today. It appears that there has been sporadic fire throughout the afternoon. Now, we have also heard that the foreign minister of Israel has complained to the United Nations. It appears the Lebanese are doing exactly the same, so both sides are blaming the other side. But the significant part in this is the fact that it was the Israeli army and the Lebanese army that were fighting. We've seen many times in the past skirmishes and, of course, that full-scale war between Hezbollah and the Israeli army. But the Lebanese army has only been in southern Lebanon since 2006, since after that war. And we haven't seen this kind of scuffle between the two since that point. Jonathan?
So what's your guess? Is this an isolated incident on a tense border, or could this turn into something bigger?
Well, the Israeli officials have certainly been playing this down throughout the day. They said really after the first hour that it was all over and that nothing more was happening. And of course, that was not the case on the border. There was still violence ongoing. It turned deadly on the Lebanese side. Still no word on the Israeli side on casualties. But there is a fear in Israel that there is going to be a war. Certainly, we've seen over the past several years a war every 2 years. 2006, Lebanon, Hezbollah. 2008 into 2009 was Gaza. And Israelis do talk a lot about where the next war is going to be. There's an assumption that there will be one in the very near future. They're just almost taking bets on which border it would be with.
Paula Hancock's live from CNN Jerusalem. Thanks very much. Let's turn to CNN's Rima Maktabi now in Abu Dhabi. What are the Lebanese saying about all of this?
Well, the Lebanese army is saying that this happened when Israel was trying to remove a tree that happens to be on the Lebanese territories. And this tree, according to the Lebanese army, seems to have been obstructing surveillance from the Israeli side into the southern villages of Lebanon. Lebanese army is saying they asked the UN to arbitrate an agreement and then fix the matter, and the Israeli soldiers didn't listen and didn't wait, and then the Lebanese army had to fire on the soldiers, the Israeli soldiers that they say were on Lebanese lands. So this is the version of the Lebanese army. There's one civilian killed. He's a Lebanese journalist that happens to work for one of the major newspapers in Lebanon, Al-Akhbar newspaper, and 2 soldiers killed, Lebanese soldiers, and there are many wounded so far. The reactions to this have been from many sides. Paula talked about the UN reaction. Now the president, Lebanese president, has called for an emergency meeting for the Higher Defense Council, and the head of parliament, Nabih Berri, also asked the Lebanese government to file a complaint in the UN, and that this is a breach for the 1701 resolution. And the Prime Minister, Saad Hariri, called some leaders in the region. He called the foreign minister of Turkey. He spoke also with the president of Egypt, and he also called the Prime Minister of Jordan to discuss these latest clashes between the Lebanese army and the Israeli army.
Rima Maktabi, live from CNN Abu Dhabi. Thanks very much.